picture success, what do you see? I bet for most of us, it's this huge, explosive moment, right? Like a flash of genius or a massive lucky break, that one perfect investment that just changes everything overnight.
And this idea, that success is some kind of lightning strike, it's everywhere. It's what we see in the movies, it's what we're constantly being sold online. But here's the thing, it's mostly a myth. The real way that lasting success is built, it's so much quieter, and honestly, it's infinitely more powerful. And look, it's totally understandable why we crave that myth. I mean, the modern economy is just exhausting. You're working these crazy long hours, prices for everything are going up, and it just feels like you're always behind. Your brain isn't really in the mood for some 10-year plan that needs a ton of patience, right? No, it's looking for an escape hatch. It's looking for a rescue. So this really lays out the two paths perfectly. On one side, you've got the big leap illusion. And what's that all about? Well, it's about gambling on quick fixes, taking on these huge catastrophic risks, and basically sacrificing your own security for a long shot at the jackpot. But then, look at the other side, the compounding reality. This path is so different. It's built on these small, daily, quiet habits. Yeah, it takes patience and consistency for sure, but instead of sacrificing your security, you're actually building lasting certainty. It's the slow, steady path to a truly durable, unshakable life. All right, so this brings us to our first set of habits, and these are all about how you start and end your day. Think of them like bookends, creating a solid foundation for everything that happens in between. Okay, let's look at a scene that's probably way too familiar for a lot of us. The chaotic morning. The alarm goes off, and what's the very first thing you do? You grab your phone. And right there, in that split second, you've just handed over the steering wheel of your day to the outside world. To your boss's emails, to whatever crazy news is happening, to social media. You're starting your day already playing defense. The powerful habit here is to do the exact opposite. Protect that first hour. No screens. Use that time to get a calm baseline going and figure out your one big priority for the day. And this really captures that shift in mindset perfectly. When you own your morning, you're not just reacting to stuff anymore. You walk into your day from a place of quiet strength. Your judgment is better. You're more emotionally stable. You become the architect of your day, not just a tenant living in someone else's agenda. So here's the kicker. A great morning doesn't actually start in the morning, it starts the night before. And this is our sixth habit, just spending 10 minutes each evening to set up tomorrow for success. Simple stuff, lay out your clothes, pack your work bag, and write down that one single most important task. What you're doing is eliminating all that morning friction and decision fatigue. You're saving your best brain power for what really matters. All right, let's move on. Once you've got a handle on your time, the next step is to apply that same quiet discipline to your resources. We're talking both your money and your mind. $10. Doesn't seem like much, does it? But this is at the heart of a really dangerous mindset, the apathy of small numbers. We get so overwhelmed by the big expenses, like rent or car payment, that we start to think these small amounts don't matter at all. And what happens? We end up just constantly leaking money on little trivial things. So the second habit is all about reframing this. Before you make any small unnecessary purchase, just pause and ask yourself this question. You start to see that it's not just a coffee. You're actively trading away a tiny piece of your future freedom. You're making a choice about whether you want to be vulnerable when the next emergency pops up. And this is such a powerful way to think about it. This discipline, it's not about depriving yourself. It's about actively purchasing your own peace of mind. It's about buying the ultimate luxury in today's economy, just a little bit of breathing room. Having a cash reserve means a car repair is just an annoyance, not a full-blown financial crisis that sends you into a total panic. But look, building up a cash reserve, that's only half the battle. You can't just save your way to massive wealth, not if your income isn't growing. The real engine that generates all your capital, it's your own mind. It's your human capital. This comparison right here is so important. You have the stagnant worker on one side. This person kind of coasts after their initial job training is done. After 5 years, they don't really have 5 years of experience. They have 1 year of experience repeated 5 times. They become a replaceable expense. But then you have the compounding worker. This person dedicates just 30 minutes a day to learning something new. Over those same 5 years, their knowledge just keeps compounding and they become an indispensable asset, someone who can actually dictate their own worth. Okay, so you've secured your time, you're compounding your assets, you're doing great. But none of that is going to matter if your core foundation, we're talking your integrity and your health, starts to crumble. As you climb higher in your career, you start to realize something really fast. Cash is not the most valuable currency. Trust is. All the high-level opportunities, the big promotions, the best deals, they all flow toward people who are seen as being completely unwaveringly honest. The problem is, trust is incredibly fragile, and this here shows the classic way it gets completely destroyed, the slow cover-up. You make a mistake, and instead of just owning it, you try to hide it. Sure, there's a moment of relief, but that quickly turns into this suffocating parasite of anxiety. You waste so much mental energy just trying to remember the lie, and when it inevitably comes out, and it always does, your trustworthiness is just gone, vaporized.
So the fourth habit is the antidote to this. It's what we can call the armor of immediate truth. The moment you make a mistake, you face it head on with this exact script. Yeah, it's going to be painful in that moment, but let me tell you, it's also a profound relief. And what you're doing is building an unshakable reputation for integrity. That's the kind of fortress that attracts the very best opportunities.
So your integrity is protected. Awesome. But what about the actual machine running the whole show? Think about it. All your assets, your money, your knowledge, your reputation, they're all managed by one thing, your brain and your body. And if that biological machine breaks down, everything else fails right along with it.
And this brings us right to our fifth habit. You've got to start treating your health like a financial tool. Sleep isn't being lazy, it's literally protecting your judgment. A 30-minute walk isn't some luxury. It's the mechanism that flushes all that stress and cortisol out of your system. Defending these things isn't an afterthought. It has to be a non-negotiable part of a successful life. So as we pull all of these pieces together, the path starts to look incredibly clear, doesn't it? True, lasting independence. It's not built in some single dramatic leap. It's forged in the quiet, sometimes mundane, daily routines.
And here's how it all fits together. You build the foundation by defending your morning, by respecting small amounts of money, and by relentlessly improving your skills. Then, built on top of that, you have your integrity, just telling the truth, and protecting your health. And the habit that ties it all together is preparing for tomorrow, tonight. These are the quiet, powerful building blocks of a life that you are actually in control of.
So here's the final thought I want to leave you with. The modern world, it will gladly let you run on a treadmill of exhaustion forever. The choice is yours. You can stop waiting for that lottery ticket to rescue you, start planting these small seeds today, stay consistent with it, and let the unstoppable mathematical certainty of compounding build the future you actually want.